A fleet of Indian Air Force Su30MKI fighter jets are out to impress their allies in 2024 pitch-black multinational war games. At least 6 to 8 Indian Air Force Su30s have landed in Australia. Over the next 2 weeks, IF pilots in their mean war machines will participate in the largest pitch-black exercise ever to be held in 43 years. Indian pilots in these Su30s have dominated Typhoons and F-16s in friendly war games in the past, making them think they have entered an action movie without a script. IF jets to Australia were accompanied by IL-78 air-to-air refuelers to enable the long journey from India to Darwin Air Base down under. Indian Air Force has sent a heavy-duty contingent, which also includes Boeing C-17 Globemaster and Lockheed's C-130 Hercules. 20 other allied nations are sending 140 of their most advanced fighter jets and aircraft along with 4,400 military personnel. Over the next fortnight, Indian pilots will test their skills against the world's best in, quote, large force employment warfare while strengthening international cooperation in these military exercises. This will see IF Su30s improve interoperability with other allied air forces. Among the other fighter jets participating in Pitch Black 2024 Down Under include 5th generation stealth F-35 fighter jets. Reports suggest that even the lethal and secretive F-22 Raptor would also make an appearance. USA has never allowed the export of this jet to any other nation and has never sold the F-22 Raptor to even its closest allies. Meanwhile, the F-15 fighter jets as well as the European Eurofighter Typhoons will also participate, which are highly capable fighter jets in their own regard and in contention for a $20 billion 114 MRFA defense deal with the Indian Air Force. However, since Indian Su30s have beaten them in previous dogfights, it remains to be seen if IF would go for either of these options. Swedish-made Gripen fighter jets will also be seen in Pitch Black 2024, which is also in contention for the MRFA. Now, this is the third time Indian Air Force Su30s would participate in these biennial war games after 2022 and 2018. As the name suggests, Pitch Black exercise specially focuses on nighttime exercises over vast unpopulated regions and put the man and machine to the test in the most challenging environments. Other regular participants include United Kingdom, France, Germany, Japan and South Korea, along with Indonesia, Malaysia, Singapore and Thailand. Among the first-time participating nations are Italy, the Philippines and Spain. In fact, Italian aircraft carrier ITS Cavour is also participating in the 2024 edition, which will be a first for the Pitch Black exercise. On their way to the southern hemisphere, the Indian Air Force jets made a stopover in Halim Airport in Indonesia, where they were welcomed by Mr. Sandeep Chakravarti, who is the Indian ambassador to Indonesia. Over 150 air warriors are part of the IF contingent. Now, these include controllers, engineers, technicians, and subject matter experts. On their return journey from Australia, the IF fighter jets will participate in exercise Udara Shakti 2024 along with the Malaysian Air Force at Kuantan. Meanwhile, back home in India, Sukhoi-30 achieved yet another feat, as an IF Sukhoi-30 recently concluded another test firing of the upgraded Rudram 1 anti-radiation missile. The indigenous Rudram missile series is being developed by India to suppress Pakistani or Chinese communication networks in case of a conflict, thus enable complete air superiority by eliminating enemy air defense systems. The Rudram missile developed by the DRDO places India in a select club of countries capable of developing and deploying their own anti-radiation missiles. Now, the Rudram 1 has a range of 200 kilometers, while Rudram 2, which has also been tested, boasts an even more extended range, reportedly nearly 300 kilometers at speeds nearing Mach 5. The proposed Rudram 3 aims to extend this range to over 500 kilometers, bringing virtually the whole of Pakistani airspace well within its range. With speeds between Mach 3 and Mach 5, it makes the Indian anti-radiation Rudram missile extremely difficult to intercept. It is perfect to neutralize enemy air defense systems and radar stations or even communication networks, basically anything emitting a signal. In comparison, China's YJ-91 has a range of 120 kilometers, though the PLA is developing the long-range FT-2000 system specially designed to target enemy AWACS or Airborne Early Warning and Control System aircraft. Meanwhile, Russia's Kh-31 is said to have a range of 250 kilometers. However, it needs to lock on to its target before being launched. Indian Air Force already has the Russian Kh-31 in its arsenal. So, how are indigenous Rudram series of missiles different and what makes them even more effective? Now it is equipped with INS GPS navigation along with passive homing head. Now this makes India's Rudram highly versatile. The missile can be launched from long range with the target's GPS coordinates, and when it reaches closer, its passive homing head allows it to detect radar signals and zoom in with pinpoint accuracy. So the Rudram does not need to detect its target at long range before being fired. As it is, modern electronic warfare makes this difficult. Instead, it combines GPS data with passive homing to beat electronic defenses and overcome radiation-emitting enemy air defense systems. Rudram is reportedly similar in operation to the American AARGM, or the Advanced Anti-Radiation Guided Missile Extended Range, which is being tested and is said to have a range of nearly 200 kilometers. Once user trials are completed, the Indian Air Force will place an order worth 1,400 crore rupees for mass production and induction of the Rudram series of missiles. The upgraded version of the Rudram anti-radiation missiles would be capable of being fired not just from IF Su30s but also from Mirage 2000 jets, while integration with Tejas Mk1As and Tejas Mark IIs is also likely. While India has relied on Russian weapon systems in the past, the supply chain issues and Western sanctions on Russia has forced India to boost its own indigenous defense manufacturing capabilities. Now, if you found this news report informative, then do leave a comment, click the like button and subscribe to Inconnect News for daily news and updates.